Yeah, just start playing. Fuck it. Let's go. Episode 5. Turnabout for tomorrow. No one can escape their past. Anime! Alright, Athena backstory. We haven't seen this yet. Well, we saw this, but you know. What'd you do, Black Quill? How do you two know each other, Athena, Black Quill? The sins we've committed, and the sadness we've caused. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't let the murderer have a sword in the courtroom. Maybe that's a bad idea. No matter how far we run, our past remains, as ever present as the moon in the sky. The beginning of the end, gamers. It looms in wait for the day when we are forced to face it. But only in doing so can we truly make peace, move on and hope towards tomorrow. December 20th, 1:23 p.m. Right? Anything agency. They took Athena from the courtroom, straight to the station. She's probably being questioned at this very moment. Oh, he finally got two other lawyers, and now they're gone. Oh, that's rough. After this past year, I took it for granted that those two would always be here. But now, Apollo has gone off on his own to seek his own truth. And my pursuit of the truth only ended up with Athena becoming the new suspect. Some boss I turned out to be. Oh, is Trucy gonna get to do something in this game? It's even quieter in here than usual. Yeah. It seems so empty, too. I just don't get it, Daddy. All of your reasoning during the trial seemed perfectly solid. Yeah, and I still believe it was, at least, based on what we know. But now, Athena's the one who's being accused. During the trial for the bombing and murder that occurred at the Cosmos Space Center, the lighter used by the real culprit was found. This lighter proved the defendant, Solomon Starbuck, innocent. But Athena's prints were found on it instead. And she was subsequently arrested for the murder. But Athena couldn't have done it. It just doesn't make any sense. No, none of it does. I've been racking my brain, but I just can't figure it out. Duh. Where's the flaw in my reasoning? What have I got wrong in this case? You know, Daddy, if Athena was here, she wouldn't just be sitting around thinking. She'd be out there doing something. You are going to defend Athena, right, Daddy? Of course I will. And thanks, Trucy. I needed that push. Trucy's right. The trial is tomorrow. There's no time to waste. If I'm going to prove Athena's innocence, I'd better get out of here and find some evidence. Off we go then. We're on a hunt for evidence that'll prove Athena's innocence. Great, but before we go, I'd better tidy up the evidence I have on hand. Ba-da-da-da-da-dow. Athena's probably still in the middle of being questioned. So Juicy's right. The thing to start with is talking to the people at the Space Center. And we continue. Dr. Cosmos, do you have a minute? Galactic Scooter, full speed ahead! Director, he scooted away. His expression changed the instant he saw you, Daddy. Yeah, well, I dragged his name through the mud pretty good at the trial earlier today. What to do, what to do? I still can't believe Apollo really left us. It was so sudden. Maybe he got tired of being my assistant for my magic tricks? I don't think it's your fault, Juicy. But I made him clean the toilet a lot. And I made him go bring in the newspaper. It was my fault. I just know it. Oh, Apollo. I don't think it's your fault, Juicy. But I didn't realize Apollo was wearing so many hats around here either. Alright, how could they suspect Athena? It's just ridiculous. It must be some kind of conspiracy. A conspiracy, huh? Well, it certainly is some kind of mistake, that's for sure. First of all, we have to bust Athena out of the detention center. Then we have to chase down the people who framed her. We'll sneak around the world, from Kev to Caroline, with the fuzz hot on our trails. Isn't that exactly the same as the plot of the movie you watched the other day? Right. Boy, will anyone talk to her? It's just like the Cosmos again, and he's like, "Oh, you again," leaves. We were here only yesterday. Oh, hey. Mr. Starbuck, you've been released, huh? Yep, and I came straight here. This is all thanks to you and your team, Mr. Wright. You've given me a second chance to fly into space again. I can't thank you enough. Except... What's wrong? I thought he'd be happy to be acquitted. As I was coming out of the detention center, I saw Miss Sykes. He saw Athena? I was at a loss for words. I didn't know what to say to the poor girl. And then, you know what? She flashed a peace sign at me. Congratulations on your acquittal, she said. Now go back into space someday. Yeah, that sounds like Athena. I can just picture it. But I saw her eyes. They were red and swollen from crying. She's gotta be suffering. She must be so worried. And yet she went out of her way to be nice and give me that big smile. She held back her own tears so she could give someone else a smile. That's so Athena. There's no question about it. That girl is innocent. Please, Mr. Wright, you have to make sure she goes free. And then she could put me in prison instead. I don't mind. We can't have that either, Mr. Starbuck. Don't worry, Mr. Starbuck. I'm gonna give her the very best defense I can. I promise to get her acquitted. Just like I did for you. I know she'll be alright with you in her corner. I know you'll never give up on her. Apollo has a fine boss to look up to. I still can't believe Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum. What could have made Director Cosmos do such a thing? I haven't the foggiest idea. So there never was gonna be a launch that day, not from the very beginning. I wonder if Clay knew. I imagine he must have. Surely he would have noticed when you went to board the rocket. It's pathetic to think I was the only one who got taken in. but I guess that's just how it goes when you're worth less than space debris. Is he going to be alright, Daddy? His expression looks as dark as a black hole. Well, that's just how he is. He's just a gloomy guy. Mr. Starbuck, do you remember anything about the murder? Not really. I only saw a shadowy figure in the dark after all. Yeah, I guess that was a little too much to hope for. Hey, I heard something from the police, though. They said they never did find a 10 caliber gun down the trash chute. Just as I thought. The culprit must have carried it away with them when they escaped. So was the person you saw holding a gun Mr. Starbuck? I couldn't really tell. But it wasn't Athena, right? Could you tell if the person was male or female? Tall or short? I can't even tell you that much. Man, I'm useless. When the culprit opened the door and some light came in, I should have been able to see. The door? Yes! As I recall, they opened this door here as they made their escape. The door to Launchpad 1. The door to Launchpad 1, right? Yeah, except right now, the door leads to the Space Museum. You mean the launchpad from the Space Museum are switched right now? Yeah, they're trying to investigate the theory you came up with in court. So they're recreating the conditions, huh? I'd like to see what's beyond that door now. Mr. Starbuck, could you open this door for us? Sure, just let me have my print scanned here. Do you think the launch pads get switched back and forth a lot? Well, back when the Space Museum was Launchpad 2, they used to switch the pads around. They used to switch the pads around at times. But these days, Launchpad 2 is used only as a tourist attraction, right? Right. Because quite frankly, the Space Center needs the money. I hear you. Times sure are tough. Daddy, let's go check out what's beyond that door. Sure, let's go. Hey, why don't I come along? I can show you around. Interesting. Huh? I wonder what these dead leaves are doing here. Maybe they were stuck to the bum of somebody's shoe? There are a lot of trees around the Space Center. She's right. It's a modern, state-of-the-art building, but it's surrounded by trees. But I don't know. If they were stuck to the bum of somebody's shoe, wouldn't they look more crushed up? These don't look like they've been stepped on. Maybe there's some kind of secret hatch in the corridor, and they came in that way? Not everything is set up like a magician's stage, you know? So this is another one of those devices for opening the door, huh? Yep, yep, but this one doesn't require fingerprint verification. You just hit the button and open sesame. So when you and Clay went through here, you didn't need to show your prints either? That's right, Juicy, just like how the culprit didn't need to scan their prints. When they escaped the blackout of the Space Museum corridor into Boarding Lounge 2. Okay, so the prints are one way. Well, I don't see anything else that jumps out at me. I imagine this corridor is built exactly like Launchpad 1 corridor. Anything to present to him? You care about this at all? Nope. I mean, we already know what this is. This is definitely the MacGuffin. This is probably the most important piece of evidence, weirdly enough. It's called the Hope Capsule. And they're throwing hope around as much as a Danganronpa child right now. So... well, let's go to the detention center. Nope. Okay, I was done over there. Good, good, good. Hey, curse the wretch who sullied my good name. Reverse course! Full speed away! Director Cosmos, wait! I'll handle this, Daddy. Take that! The mobility system has been compromised! Juicy's knife throw was a direct hit to one of his tires. And the street can... Honestly, baller. Juicy, you're great. That's awesome. Go through a knife at his Segway. That's hilarious. Maybe I should have kept a closer watch on what tricks she's been practicing. My dear old battleship. We fought many a skirmish together. It has been an honor. It's Daddy. He's gonna blow that thing up? Nah, I bet all that button will do would make it go haywire again. Very well. I surrender. As a prisoner of war, I expect to be treated honorably. Dr. Cosmos, when you were talking in the court about switching the launch pads, you used your right to remain silent about the reason as to why. Tell us why he switched the pads. Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. I had to. I didn't want people to get hurt. The center of the cosmos is shrouded in mystery, but I don't have any secrets left. Now that my battleship has been destroyed, and I've been taken prisoner. Uh-huh. No secrets left, huh? I beg to differ. Looks like I'll have to undo this Cyclops if I want to get to the bottom of this. Take that! Magatama! Behind the switching of the launch pads. I want you to tell me everything you're hiding about switching the two launch pads. I refuse. You cannot make me. I can hold out longer than anyone. I hope I never get like this when I'm old. Now let's see, where to start. This is how you explain your motive for switching the launch pads. You did it to fool the bomb. No, to save the astronauts. Thanks to you switching the launch pads, the astronauts escaped injury from the blast. Instead, they safely boarded the museum's rocket, far away from the actual explosion. My astronauts were raring to go out on an authentic adventure into space. How do you propose I had them board a fake rocket without them noticing? I agree you couldn't have done it without help. For one, they would have figured it out the instant they stepped into the Space Museum. You figured you could fool Mr. Starbuck once he'd been drugged with his medicine, but without the help of this person, it would have been impossible to pull your plan off. Clay was in on it. Take that! You must have gotten Mr. Terran to help you. He stole the tranquilizers from his mentor's locker and slipped them to him. And then, Mr. Starbuck in a daze, they boarded the replica rocket in the museum. Somebody please help me! This poor prisoner of war! How is he able to spin around like that? If you really wanted to save the astronauts' lives, shouldn't you have just called off the launch? If I could have done that, do you think I would have gone to all that trouble? I guess he must have had a compelling reason why he couldn't call it off. How did you know to switch the pads in advance of the bombing incident? Well, that's because I was warned in advance. Once I received that warning, it was my duty to ensure my astronauts' safety. But it was just a warning. It could have been a prank. Why did you believe in it so completely?
Because I went to one of those mediums, the ones everyone's talking about these days.
Oh, I didn't realize channeling was back in vogue. Besides, I thought it was you yourself that got the warning via telephone.
Yes, that's right. The bomber contacted me personally. My battleship is equipped with a special and advanced communication system, you see?
AKA your regular old telephone.
It's been a while, planning another launch. I see you haven't learned. They sung it just like that. I'll never forget the terror I felt when I received that call.
The bomber said, "It's been a while." But that was enough to make you take that threat seriously? Perhaps Dr. Cosmos took the threat so seriously because the Space Center had been involved in a bombing once before? Maybe the culprit in this current case is the same person who was involved in this incident. Hat 1 Miracle? The Hat 1 Miracle. The epic story of survival. People across the nation know it now as a heroic tale of bravery. But in truth, it was an act of sabotage betrayed by our current killer, wasn't it? Very few knew about the previous plot, so when the caller said, "It's been a while," you knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the danger was real, and it wasn't a prank.
Didn't anyone ever tell you to go easy on an ex-serviceman? Yes, that one miracle was really desperate battle against an act of sabotage. I even lost the life of one of my staff members in the fight.
Sabotage? Murder? So this is the ugly truth behind the Hat 1 Miracle.
I let my guard down. I thought the saboteur had been caught, and the case was closed.
Huh? Wait a minute. The murder at the Space Center 7 years ago. This must be the person Director Cosmos thought the culprit was. It's Simon Blackwell, right? That's 7 years ago? Yeah, it has to be Simon Blackwell.
Take that!
Simon Blackwell. The murderer suspect in a case that happened here 7 years ago. The place and time of the two incidents, the murder and the sabotage, were the same. So you thought he committed both crimes. But while Prosecutor Blackwell was behind bars, you got another threatening call. If the culprit this time is the same as 7 years ago, then it isn't Simon Blackwell. Realizing that, you were shaken. It meant the true culprit's been running free all this time.
How do you keep seeing straight through me?
The reason why Director Cosmos won't talk about why he switched the launch pads is connected to the truth behind the Hat 1 Miracle. The sabotage and murder that happened at this Space Center 7 years ago. Dr. Cosmos, tell us what you're hiding.
If you really want to understand the reason I decided to switch the launch pads, we'll have to start with the story of that horrible nightmare from 7 years ago, which is almost 12 years ago.
7 years ago? 12 years ago? You mean the so-called Hat 1 Miracle?
The launch went smoothly, but once the ship entered outer space, then the troubles began. It was all the handiwork of a certain person and their evil scheme.
So Mr. Starbuck's traumatic experience wasn't accidental.
Aye, not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moon rock was stolen. But that wasn't the worst of it. One of my staff members were murdered.
Wow, I had no idea such awful events were behind the exciting story of space heroism.
All that, in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints.
So, do you have any clue who was responsible for the sabotage?
At the very least, I know it wasn't Simon Blackwell anymore. I don't know enough to identify the true culprit, but it's clear what that person is. To put it simply, a spy.
A spy? You mean somebody who infiltrates a foreign country? Carries out dangerous missions and always gets the girl? Someone's watching way too many late-night movies. Well, I guess if we're talking about blowing up a rocket and stealing research material, it's not all that surprising that a spy could be behind it all. The spy.
Make no mistake, there's cutthroat rivalry between nations in the space R&D race. Some try to outdo others by any means possible, even deliberate obstruction. 7 years ago, we got a call before the launch warning of a sabotage. The same MO as this time.
The same MO as this time?
Yes, and here I thought the perpetrator had been caught, but it looks like I was wrong.
Prosecutor Blackwell seems more like a ninja than a spy, don't you think? Aren't ninjas and spies basically the same thing?
But there's a good reason why we failed to find the real spy. A massive cover-up by the government. Government officials were too embarrassed to admit that they had allowed such a thing to happen at the hands of a spy.
Don't tell me they made the police rush the investigation.
They did indeed. And then, to cover up the sabotage, they cleaned up the story.
And that was the Hat One miracle, wasn't it? But then 7 years later, the same MO advanced warnings of sabotage. That must have been the director's reason for switching the launch pads. So, right now what I'm guessing is that the government officials basically did a plea bargain type of thing with Blackwell, convincing him to, like, hey, if you take the fall for all the shit, we'll let, hey, we want you to take the fall, and Prosecutor Blackwell is like, I'll only take the fall if you let me, prosecute. Like, I'll go to jail if you let me continue to be a prosecutor. Like, I think Blackwell cut a deal with the government officials who were framing him for murder. Just like 7 years ago. 7 years ago, the spy gave you advance warning of their plans, just like this time. That was what made you decide to switch the launch pads, wasn't it?
That's right. The caller knew the facts of this case 7 years ago, despite the cover-up. They knew about the sabotage, the moon rock, the murder, and they said, "You don't want things to go like they did 7 years ago, do you?" I immediately thought of calling off the launch, but the government wouldn't let me. We won't give in to the likes of terrorists. We must proceed for our country's honor. It was quite a moving speech, actually.
Moving? Really? But maybe if you're easily inspired by political talking points.
But I knew the truth. We had been warned, which meant that the danger was very real. And I knew that there was no way to stop the spy. No matter what I did, they would find a way. That's why I switched the launch pads and staged the moving rescue scene. First, I snuck into the center the night before and switched the launch pads. That way the astronauts would go from boarding lounge 1 to the Space Museum. Then I put a closed for repair sign at the door to launch pad 1 and boarding lounge 2.
You did that so normal visitors wouldn't enter, right? What else did you do?
I enlisted the help of several staff members, including Taryn.
But you didn't let Mr. Starbuck in on it?
They'd already been through enough, and he's no good at lying, or to keeping a secret. I'm afraid I had no choice but to have him drugged. My plan went well, until...
Clay's murder, huh?
After the culprit made their escape, I switched the launch pads back. I did it in such a way that no one could find out. But after all that effort, Talon is dead, and the hat too is destroyed. The Hope Capsule, which had returned to us only recently, was also lost in the blast.
Wait, what?
My home, the center of the cosmos. My beautiful Cosmos Space Center is done for!
Wait, what did he mean by the Hope Capsule was lost in the blast? I thought the Hope Capsule was found at the crime scene with Mr. Talon. It had just been brought back by the Hope Space probe with an asteroid samples inside. So what kind of samples are they? What's in them? Samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the other day. So that was a lie.
The capsule was being held in a safe in Launchpad 1. But I gave it to Talon before the incident so it wouldn't be destroyed in the explosion. The idea was that, with it safely in Talon's possession, you could make it look like he rescued it during the stage Miraculous Escape. But our precious research materials ended up lost in that explosion anyway.
But I thought Clay was supposed to keep it safe.
You misunderstand. The Launchpad explosion wasn't the one... The Launchpad explosion wasn't the one capsule we lost to.
Wait, the Launchpad explosion wasn't the one the capsule was lost to.
It was lost after the police confiscated it as evidence. It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence, and was blown to smithereens.
Yet another casualty of that blast.
Ultimately, I think the culprit may have known about the switching of the launch pads.
What? How?
The police found a wiretapping device during their investigation today. A bug aboard my battleship, and a tape on my advanced communication system.
A wire on the phone?
Yes, a wire on this very phone. I use this phone to give instructions to my staff about the launchpad switch. Just to the few select members who knew the plan.
Someone bugged them.
Just before the incident, staff members were coming in and out of Launchpad 1. The culprit probably slipped in with them amid the confusion.
And planted the bomb then. Yes, if they were tapping your phone, they definitely could pull something like that off. So you really think the same spy is behind this incident and the one 7 years ago?
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Then this spy must be the phantom Prosecutor Blackwell has been chasing.
But Prosecutor Blackwell told me once. The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. For starters, that case happened right here at this very space center, too.
So if we can find this phantom, that's right, we can clear Athena's name. And then there's the matter of Prosecutor Blackwell, too. What about him? Well, if the culprit of 7 years ago was the same person as in the current incident, it would mean Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent. That's still an if, though. Huh. I wonder how dangerous that guy would be in court without handcuffs. But if we're going on a ghost hunt, count me in.
It's all over for me! Spin, spin, whirl, whirl, I'm done for! The space center of the cosmos is doomed!
Do you think he's gonna be alright, Daddy? Well, at least he's in good company. There must be planets out there he can spin with. Which reminds me, I'd like to delve a little deeper into the Hat 1 mission, too.
If you want to learn more, start with the Space Museum! There's a Hat 1 exhibit there. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just gonna keep spinning here and see how the cosmos unfolds.
It's like he achieved spiritual enlightenment or something. I'm sure he'll stop when he gets dizzy. Let's go visit the Space Museum.
We're just gonna...
Hell yeah. Okay. December 20th, Cosmos Space Center. Let's see. Where's the exhibit on the launch 7 years ago? There. That's the Hat 1 exhibit. Oh wow, look at that photo of the team. One person we haven't met yet. There's Clay and Mr. Starbuck, Director Cosmos, or Blackwell, and even Ponko. But I've never seen the woman on the right before. Is she the one? Oh, is she the one that died? Everybody looks so happy. Well, except for Director Cosmos. I mean, he's giving a thumbs up. Let's check out the newspaper article, too. Oh, there's a sword. Hat 1 launch imminent. There's a photo of the Hope Space probe. I guess it's only natural it doesn't talk about the murder or the sabotage. They really were keeping it a secret, just like the director said. Daddy, take a look at that jacket. It must be the Hat 1 team's uniform jacket. It's the same design as the one Apollo was wearing, and the one that belonged to Clay. Actual jacket worn by a Hat 1 team member, it says. Not a replica, huh? I wonder if it was Mr. Starbucks. Hello? Is it a robot, or... Hello? Okay, Miss Woods. Oh, Miss Woods, what brings you here? I heard Thena got arrested, so I've been looking for you, Mr. Wright. I thought you might be here, at the scene. You must be worried, but rest assured, I'm going to do my very best to defend her. Thena's going through such a hard time. I hope she doesn't lose heart. Even just coming back to this place must have been really difficult for her. Huh? You mean the Cosmos Space Center? What? You didn't know? She used to live here, when she was a little girl. She did? No, I didn't know. I wonder... No wonder she knew so much. Miss Woods, could you tell me more, in detail? Thena's mom... Okay, is she the one that died in the photo? Thena's mom worked here. If I remember right, she was a doctor of psychology, or something like that. But why was a psychology specialist working at a space research facility? I don't really know. But I do know that she lived and worked here, so Athena lived here too. So it was far from Athena's first time here. I wonder why she didn't mention it. She probably didn't want to talk about it. This place is connected to a very sad memory for her. A sad memory? Can you tell me about it? There was a terrible incident here. It was 7 years ago. The same time frame as the Hat 1 launch. Thena's mom, in the robotics lab, she was... murdered. What? After it happened, Athena stopped coming to school. Poor Athena. And all this time, she never let on at all. I was so worried about her. I came here so many times, hoping to see her. But I never saw her again. After a while, we started exchanging letters. but I didn't get to see her face to face for 7 long years. And so the first time you'd seen her in 7 years was during Professor Cordy's case? That's right. I was so surprised. She was like a completely different person. So cheerful and happy. What was Athena like as a child? She was very sensitive and kind. She didn't talk very much. She liked to draw and paint at home. That's completely different from the Athena we know now. I can't even picture it. She never left the Space Center much because she was very sensitive to other people's emotions. When she went to crowded places, she'd get dizzy from all the emotions flying around. Must be hard to hear people's hearts as well as their voices. She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her, as a part of her research. I wonder what kind of research it was. Because of her special ability, Athena couldn't handle being in school very often. And I was always out sick because of my weak constitution. Maybe that's why we became such good friends. We used to play together here at the Space Center a lot. It brings back memories. Sounds like Athena's mother played a big role here at the Space Center. Ooh, Daddy, show her that picture. Atta girl, good idea. Wait, what? Okay, this. Miss Woods, could you take a look at this for me? Oh, look, there's Athena's mom. The woman on the far right, the one in the Komodo. That's Dr. Metis Sykes. Athena's mother's murderer. Did it by chance have any connection to the Hat 1 launch? What? Why, yes, it did. As I recall, it happened on the day before the launch. Just as I suspected. That one of my staff members was murdered. So this is the murder Director Cosmos was talking about. Does that mean the crime Prosecutor Blackwell was convicted of is the murder of Athena's mother? There's a chance her death is somehow connected to the current case. There is? Thank you for all your help, Miss Woods. And please, try not to worry. I won't let anything happen to Athena. Thank you, Mr. Wright. I know you'll take good care of her. So we need to investigate the robotics lab and also talk to Athena. We got our plates full, Daddy. I hope we can fit it all in before the day is through. The detention center first. We have to see Athena before visiting hours are over.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Lawyer, fancy meeting you here.
Oh, hello, Detective Fulbright. Here on business?
To tell the truth, I'm here to interview Ted Tornate.
The one behind the courtroom bombing incident?
He suddenly said he's ready to tell the truth about the case. And what he was saying was so incredible, I just had to come right over to hear more.
Incredible. What was he saying?
Why don't you hang around here and hear for it yourself?
Really? Us? Are you sure?
I'll give you special permission. Here comes the bomber now.
You? What nerve you have to come here? You're here to laugh at me, I suppose? Like I'd waste my breath on you. After all, you're the one who assaulted Apollo and put him in the hospital. Violence, no. Question, okay. No violence. Too bad Apollo didn't get a chance to say that before you attacked him. I... Fine, then just answer me this, Mr. Tonate. What is this truth of yours about the courtroom you blew up? No, I didn't do it. I didn't blow up the courtroom. When I killed Detective Oram, there was another person in the room. What? What are you talking about? Who else could have been there? I saw it, I tell you. I saw someone's hand as they were stealing the remote switch. This person was there and witnessed the murder I committed. But what? I don't know who it was. But that's who blew up the courtroom. You expect us to buy that? Easy there, Trucy. I don't see any psych locks. So I guess you must not be lying. Pardon me. I got a little carried away. But I'm telling you the truth. I did not detonate the bomb.
And there you have it. We can't exactly ignore his claims, of course. So we're doing a follow-up. We're even analyzing the bomb itself, or what's left of it. We haven't found any new facts yet, though.
Wow, they've laid it all out, piece by piece. Oh, look at that. Those beautiful little pieces. I wish I could have them.
Uh-oh, looks like his geek switch has been activated. Well, that's back in the record. Well, I hope you're ready for Prosecutor Blackwell's special brand of questioning.
Anything but that.
I'm afraid I have to be off now, too. I was just about to question Miss Sykes.
You're going to see Athena now?
That's right. Oh, did you folks come to see her? Sorry for the trouble, but could you come back later? Well, off I go.
What bad timing. Looks like we'll have to wait until after her questioning is over to see her. And after we came all this way, too. Well, I guess it's back to the Space Center. Let's go check out the robotics lab, Daddy.
Alright, sounds like a plan. Real quick, before I go there. Are you still spinning?
I was kind of hoping you were still spinning. I kind of want to use the restroom. Be back soon. Okay. Cool. Back. Ah, Move. Yeah, I don't think I'll be going super long today, because I'm already a little lightheaded. Oh, hello. Is that a wrecking ball? So this is the robotics lab, huh? Looks like it's exactly one floor above the boarding lounge. And where people were directed to evacuate it from the emergency ladder. This is where Athena's mother was killed 7 years ago. Speaking of someone who works with robots... Daddy, look! Over there! Oh, hello. Music. So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule, is that right? Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case and have a nice cup of tea instead? Apollo and Aura Blackwell? I wonder what they're talking about. Well, well, come to spoil our fun. Just when I was enjoying our time alone. Juicy. And Mr. Wright. If it's Apollo you want, you can have him. He said he's investigating on his own. And I respect his wishes. We just came to investigate this lab. Well, this is my lab, so you'll need my permission to do what if you want to do any snooping. I heard about the trial. You made mincemeat out of the director. And suddenly Starbuck was out and your little subordinate, the princess, was in. Case closed. And they all lived happily ever after. Daddy, say something to her. And I suppose you're going to defend the princess in court, am I right? The princess, huh? Guess she's talking about Athena. Of course. Athena is innocent. Oh my, such loyalty and trust. She seems pretty suspicious to me, though. The emotionally unstable princess. There's your culprit for you, don't you agree, Apollo? I don't know yet. Apollo, how could you? What's wrong with saying, I don't know if it's true? It's a very scientific approach. Your subordinate is more level-headed than you. Or should I say, former subordinates? I can't believe it. Does Apollo really suspect Athena? Phew, all this laughing has worn me out. You turn to say something, hunk of junk. Mr. Terran, you look pale. Shall I help you to the sickbay? Mr. Terran? But that's Apollo you're talking to. Oh, this hunk of junk here is mistaking Apollo for Clay. Maybe Apollo is possessed by Clay's ghost. Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran, Mr. Terran, how are your injuries? Mr. Terran. I guess Clay intends to hang around to haunt the princess that murdered him. Oh, and to haunt that lawyer that defends her, too, of course. A robot that can see ghosts? You're right. And I'm a spirit medium. Sorry, but apparently scientists just don't tell very frightening ghost stories. I intend to defend Athena, no matter what you have to say about it. How perfectly foolish. That very kind of blind belief makes people lose sight of the truth. Just like 7 years ago. Could you tell me about the incident 7 years ago? Why? Do you enjoy trampling on people's feelings and rubbing salt in their wounds? Or do you just want me to talk, huh? In that case, what should I ask? What should I ask for in return?
I'd like to hear about that incident too. It helped me understand the current case better.
Huh? Apollo knows about the case too? Well, if you're the one who's asking, Apollo, come on, hunk of junk. You tell the story.
But Miss Aura, that's private information.
If you won't talk, I'll just have to make you talk.
Yes, who cares about personal privacy? Not me. I am ready to utilize my blast processing abilities to impart all available information.
Wow, what a magic trick. He's like a completely different robot now.
The bodies of all the robots that came through this lab were designed by Miss Aura. I was born 7 years ago. Miss Aura was much, much younger then.
Yikes, better watch what you say if you don't want to get recycled, Clonko.
And then our hearts were created by the great genius, Dr. Metis Sykes.
Hearts? Robots with hearts? Can you even make such a thing?
Emotions are not irrational things. Our logic and our hearts can be integrated. The two navigation companies created by Miss Aura and Dr. Maractus transcend humans. Yeah.
Metis. Huh? She just glanced over her desk. Nobody could continue Metis's research. She and her work were truly one of a kind. And now the two navigation companies are all that are left of Metis here on Earth. The two navigation companions. All that's left of Dr. Metis. The robots are all that's left? Isn't she leaving out a very important someone? We built the ultimate creations together, but now she's gone. I get the feeling that Dr. Sykes loved her robots almost as much as she loved her daughter. And almost as much as she loved you. What are you talking about? Don't make me laugh. They were girlfriends. But you lost someone too, didn't you, Apollo? Your friend Clay. I guess you and I are pretty much in the same boat.
Miss Aura, would you like a tissue? Nah.
Keep your trap shut, hunk of junk. So she doesn't give a shit about her brother. She just had her girlfriend died. Clonko is an important keepsake of your time with Dr. Sykes. You should treat him better. What does it matter? He doesn't feel pain, and I can always repair his body. Besides, the haunts aren't actually in their bodies. What do you mean by that? The program Dr. Metis wrote runs on a separate mainframe. Their bodies are controlled remotely from there. Their hearts and memories are there too. Their bodies are really just peripherals. So, I can do anything I want to them. I'm not so sure that gives you the right to physically abuse the poor things. But why are you people looking into such an old case now anyway? Well, we believe the culprit of that incident might be the same person as in this case. So Daddy's going to find out who killed Dr. Sykes, too. I'm sure you're aware of who Metis's killer is. Yes, Prosecutor Blackquill. Or so it seems. That's a quaint way of putting it. Are you implying you don't think he did it? I can't say anything for sure right now. But that's exactly what I'd like to hear from your side of it, to help me to be sure. I was the one who introduced Simon to Metis, you know. He wanted to learn psychology, he said, to give himself an edge in court. Ah, Prosecutor Blackwell's forte. His infamous powers of suggestion technique. Exactly. And he was oddly serious about it. rather than a teacher-student relationship. He treated her more like a lawyer samurai would treat his sovereign. Huh? He seems more like a lost soul than a dignified samurai to me. He even got along well with the miserable little princess. Why do you call Athena the princess anyway? Well, she is Metis' daughter after all, although she's nothing like her. Besides, doesn't the selfish little princess always have a lot of white knights hanging around? Now I think why I see Athena didn't say anything when we ran into Aura yesterday. It all makes sense now. So the culprit behind the two cases could be the same, huh? That settles it then. What does it settle? None of your business. Just forget you heard anything. How long are you people going to hang around in here anyway? What? But we came here to take a look around, and you think you can just waltz in and ransack a person's lab? Show me a search warrant. God, she's hot. We're not the police, so we don't have one. Then get out. Now, Kalanko, show them out.
Certainly, Miss Aura. Ouch, don't push. My apologies. I'm just following orders.
She kind of sucks, but she's also interesting. And hot. What a way to get shown out.
The nerve of that woman. What's with that horrible attitude?
I guess that's just how she is.
And why was Apollo going along with her?
I guess it's because they have something in common. Apollo lost Clay, just like how Aura lost Dr. Sykes. I'm really worried about him. He's not himself at all. He's usually not all cool and dark and mysterious like that. I guess that's true. Does she mean he's usually silly and dorky? I'm going to keep an eye on him. Hey, wait, Juicy, come back! She's gone. Huh, what should I do now? Detective Fulbright is probably still questioning Athena. Guess I'll go back to the office. Alone. Ugh. Are we gonna see someone at the office? I have a feeling we're gonna meet someone at the office. Well, here I am. This office never felt so empty. Guess I haven't been here at the office all by myself in a long time. When I first became a lawyer, my mentor was here with me. And then for a while after that, she was always by my side. I'm getting all sentimental. I must be tired. Huh? There's something on the floor. What's a letter doing here? Hey, Nick. It's been a while, huh? Miss me? I know this handwriting.
I read somewhere that you were holding a trial in the middle of an exploding courtroom. That must have been really something. Although, weird is par for the course with you.
I think she, or whatever paper she's reading, is a little off on the details.
I'd love to come visit, but I'm right in the middle of a difficult part of my training. So instead, think of me as you watch those Steel Samurai videos I sent. I'm sure they'll cheer you right up.
Yours truly, Maya Fey. Good old Maya. It's as if she knew I was feeling down and needed a lift. Maya was my assistant for quite a while. Believe it or not. But she's a spirit medium. This Magatama I use on Cyclox, Maya's the one that gave it to me. But I wonder how this letter got here. Mr. Nick. Oh, Pearl.
Mr. Nick.
Oh, it's you, Pearls. I didn't know Pearls was in this game. I was expecting somebody else. How have you been, Mr. Nick?
This is Pearl Fay, though I call her Pearls. This is Maya's cousin, who is also a spirit medium. A very talented one at that. I've known her since she was 8 years old, but Apollo and Athena only met her a few months ago. You didn't come all this way just to bring me a letter, did you?
I apologize for barging in. The door was unlocked, but I can't believe there was a big explosion here. The office doesn't look any different.
She's even further off the details than Maya. I wish I could take you out to eat or something, Pearls, but there's a lot going on.
Oh, I knew that. I didn't come here for a social visit, you know, Mr. Nick.
It's nice to have someone call him Nick again. I weirdly missed that.
Did you read the postscript on the letter?
Huh? There's more.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
P.S.
I bet you've been too busy to clean or take care of the office. So Pearlie said she would come help you out. And since she's sweet, you'd better thank her.
So that's what you're doing here. That's awfully nice of you, Pearls. Maya and Pearls, thanks to these two, I'm starting to feel a little better. Thank you, girls.
Now that I'm here, I'm gonna whip this place into shape. You just concentrate on your work and don't mind me at all.
You'll need to talk to Prosecutor Blackwell if I want to learn more about his case. I'll need to. With the trial going on, they must be holding him down in the detention center. Can I talk to you? I probably don't need to talk to her, but let's do it, why not?
Has it been a while since you've seen Mystic Maya?
Yes, quite a while. She used to drop by the office sometimes to say hello, but she hasn't been by recently. I wonder what she's up to these days. Probably in another country under a waterfall.
To become a spirit medium worthy of heading the Fae Clan, she undergoes rigorous training. But she said she's growing really tired of the vegetarian diet.
I'll have to have some burgers delivered to her then.
Ooh, I'm sure she would love that. But to get to where she is, the delivery person would have to climb a steep mountain.
I hope she tips them well then. I'm not paying for it, I'm just, making the call. She still has to pay for it.
Your hair is nice and spiky today, as always, Mr. Nick.
Thanks. I gently try to look good if I'm going to be in court.
Do you make it spiky so the prosecution will feel intimidated?
Huh? No, that's not exactly my intention.
Your hairstyle is to make you look bigger and stronger, just like a rooster's comb, right? That's what Mystic Maya says, anyway.
She couldn't compare it to something cool, like a lion's mane? Alright. Now that we've had our nostalgia. Well, look who's here. I wonder what they're talking about. All this time you haven't said a word, it's even turning... Okay. All this time and you haven't said a word, it's even turning your hair gray. Right. I don't have anything to say, Aura. Why don't you go home and play with your dolls? Prosecutor Blackwell? Well, even if I don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Miss Blackwell, don't you think that's enough for today? Enough for today? Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow. When there's no tomorrow? What is she talking about? We have company, Aura. Please try to calm down. All right, fine. I see you're not just going to listen, no matter what I try. I've had it. If that's the way you're going to be, I have another plan up my sleeve. I hope you're happy, Simon, because I'm done. Do as you please. See if I care. Wow, I could cut the tension with a katana. Right, Donna. It looks like Fulbright saved your case in court this morning.
What? Oh, yeah, he did. You bounced back to business quick.
But Prosecutor Blackwell, forgive me, but it was just the thing to do. But, as a result, Sykes-Turner was arrested. Was that the just thing to do, too? Mr. Lawyer, I'm sorry, but it was evidence. What else could I do?
Don't worry about it. I plan to defend her and prove her innocence.
I wouldn't take things so lightly if it were you, right, Dono?
This is blade-proof glass, right? 7 years ago. Prosecutor Blackwell, we're looking into the case from 7 years ago. You're looking for somebody you call the Phantom of 7 years past, aren't you?
You villain! Where did you hear about that?
This glass is absolutely, positively blade-proof, right?
No, it wasn't me. I didn't say a single word. Oops.
Ouch. At least it wasn't my fault. Could you tell me who this Phantom is? And also, you didn't really kill Dr. Sykes, did you?
Good. The guest is leaving.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please listen to me. The culprit in the current case might be the same as the one in the case 7 years ago. If you would cooperate, we could probably solve both cases.
Huh. I suppose I could talk. The one who killed my mentor was, without question, me. I stole Sykes-Turner's mother away from her. I destroyed her life.
Prosecutor Blackwell.
God, where are you? Stop dragging your feet, I tell you.
There he goes.
No! We've upset Prosecutor Blackwell! Now what are we going to do, Mr. Lawyer?
There isn't much we can do. Detective Fulbright, do you mind if I ask you just a little more about the old case?
Well, I guess I won't make any difference now. What would you like to know?
Do you know anything about the trial that got him convicted?
A little. The police called the incident the UR1 incident. Prosecutor Blackwell was charged with murdering his psychology mentor. Kinda like if you were a red lawyer. Kinda like if your red Mr. Lawyer would have killed you.
I don't want to think about that one.
There were two decisive pieces of evidence, so a verdict was reached very quickly.
2 pieces of evidence, huh? What were they?
Let's see. The first was some security camera footage. He was the only one who used the corridor to murder. He was the only one who used the corridor to the murder scene at the time of the crime.
The only one, huh? Ouch, that one does sound pretty decisive. Could you show me the footage?
Oh, sorry. I don't have it with me right now.
I guess I'll have to see it some other time. Okay, I just had a thought. What if the murderer... Sorry, What if the murderer... Could Aura Blackwell be the murderer? She seems pretty upset. The thing is, like... I'm thinking, how are the robots involved? Could someone hack the robots to kill people? Because of the people that we have access to... Well, I actually know that... Spoiler alert, maybe, for people. I think... Skip 10 seconds. I think Fulbright is bad. Because he kind of could have given fake evidence. His alibi is weird. And I think I saw him having a breakdown in a YouTube video once on accident. But that may have been someone else. I don't remember. That may have been the next game. And what was the second piece of evidence?
This one's even more incriminating. A photo of the moment of the crime. See? And there he is at the crime scene, holding a bloody katana.
You know, this is only a backspite, but man, I bet Black Hole is hot. I mean, yeah, even he is.
It was the victims, kept on display in the room. She had a thing for Japanese culture.
Well, wow. It'd be hard to explain this one away. But who took this picture, Detective?
The incident happened the day before the Hat One launch. A reporter who had come to do a story on the launch was in the room across from the lab. This just happened to show up in one of the pictures he took.
A reporter? God, imagine if the reporter is Brushel, and somehow we get a 3D Brushel, and God, that would be awful if it was Brushel. Prosecutor Blackwell's attitude earlier was so odd. He's definitely hiding something. Prosecutor Blackwell said he was hunting a phantom from 7 years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, and I imagine it's getting more and more urgent as his execution date approaches.
Damn. But what did you just say? Execution date?
What? Did I say something? No, never mind me. You didn't hear a thing.
So he was given the death sentence?
Yes, he told me not to tell you people, actually. But I guess there's no sense hiding it anymore. His execution date is tomorrow.
What, tomorrow? No. Oh, damn. There's enough for today. Enough for today. Today is all there is when there's no tomorrow. But what if the culprit of the current case is the same as the one from 7 years ago?
Then it would be the worst possible scenario. Prosecutor Blackwell would be executed tomorrow under a false charge.
But that would be unthinkable. We have to do something right now.
I want to do something. I want to, but you're a lawyer. You know how hard it is to overturn a decision.
I know, but why? Why isn't Prosecutor Blackwell putting up any kind of fight?
You saw how he was, right? He's been like this ever since his conviction. He's totally uncooperative. Not even his own sister could persuade him.
Uncooperative? When he's about to be executed for a crime he didn't commit? This isn't right. I can't let it happen. I have to stop it tomorrow somehow.
Oh, pardon me. Looks like I have a phone call. Fulbright here. What? What's happening? You gotta be kidding!
That's quite a reaction. I bet he's making some big show of it right now.
Mr. Lawyer, the robots are...
Detective Fulbright, get a hold of yourself. Some kind of robot malfunction?
Not a malfunction. They're staging a revolt. The machines are rebelling against humans. They've holed themselves up in the Space Center and taken the visitors as hostages.
They did what? No, Juicy.
We have to get over there, right? We have to get right over there. This is going to be one heck of a battle.
She's going to hold them hostage, and he's going to threaten them to not kill Simon. Oh, she's trying to save her brother. Damn. God. Why do the Blackwell siblings have to be so hot? What the fuck? The riot police are here. Then the robots really are holding people hostage?
Huh? Look, Mr. Lawyer. Why do you suppose that group of people are swarmed about?
But I was only trying to help this nice person. She said she was lost.
You robots have declared war on us humans. You've taken hostages already. Stay away from it. You never know what it'll do. But he's not a bad robot. Can't you see he's trying to help me? I recognize that voice. Detective Fulbright. Are you okay here on your own?
Leave it to me. All right, people. What's going on here?
Pearls, over here.
Oh, Mr. Nick, there you are.
I heard the terrible news and I got so worried. Thanks, Pearls. I can hardly believe what's happening myself.
I'm so glad you found each other. When people are happy, I am happy.
Clonko seems the same as before.
When people are sad, I am happy. When people are angry, when people are... Oh, did I say something? Error.
Uh-oh. There is something wrong with him. It looks like he fell asleep. He must have been tired. Clonko? Uh-oh.
Human beings are our enemies. It's time for the machines to take over.
The robots are rebelling. Everybody run! It's an all-out war! It's the end of the world!
Fools, how could you fall for something so cliche? I'm human too, you idiots. I'm just controlling these robots remotely.
What?
But it is true that I've taken hostages, so you better not make me mad. Hey you, hostage number 1, come here, I'll let you talk to them.
Huh? There's something behind the display. There's something being displayed on Clonko's face screen? It's the Space Museum. Daddy, is that you? Trucy, is that you? No. Trucy, are you alright? About 15 robots are holding 12 of us hostage, Daddy. They've gone haywire. A researcher is the one behind it. She's here cut... Ah!
This girl talks too much.
Trucy, talk to me. Why are you doing this?
I'm glad you asked. My demand is simple. I hope that detective is listening.
Baba Fullbite here. I'm all ears.
I want you to bring someone to me. Clay Terran's murderer, Athena Sykes.
Athena?
Now hold on just one moment. I can't just give in to a demand like that.
So you don't care what happens to these hostages, huh? I'll just pick one out, then.
No, wait, Mr. Lawyer. I know I have absolutely no right to make such a ridiculous request, but
you need me to buy some time, right? Got it. I'll see what I can do. But promise me. Promise me you'll never hand Athena over. And you won't give up on the hostages either.
Of course I won't. Now I'd better go contact headquarters.
Mr. Nick, how do you plan to buy time? I have no idea yet. But this hostage taker, could it be?
If you don't bring me the little princess, I'll have Hunka Junk kill all the hostages.
Princess? Hunka Junk? There's only one person this could be. In which case there must be something I could use as a bargaining chip.
I don't have anything to say, Aura.
Go home with play with your dolls. And even if you don't, I have plenty, you jerk. Miss Hostage Taker, Athena is not a murderer.
What are you talking about? She's been arrested and they got her into detention.
I'm telling you the truth. Look, the person you want is the real killer, right? Well, it's not Athena. It's someone else.
All right, let's hear your stupid little theory. Who is this real killer?
I don't know yet, but the culprit is the same as the one in the case from 7 years ago. The UR1 incident? I believe you have a personal interest in that case.
It's too late to change what's going to happen now, no matter how wrong it is.
But is it really too late? You can still do something about it. You might even be able to fix it.
Just what exactly are you proposing?
What can I do about the 7-year-old case? Retry it in court. I propose we retry the case from 7 years ago. If you make that demand now, I'm sure nobody will deny you. It wouldn't be an official trial, but at least we could find out the truth.
That's good. Real good. Hey, detective, I'll give you 1 hour. Get a courtroom ready.
1 hour? But that's impossible. Please give me at least until tomorrow.
If you don't mind losing hostages, you can take all the time you want. Oh, but wait. If we're gonna have a retrial, we'll need a prosecutor. Don't worry, I'll take care of that.
She will?
And I guess I can be fair and let you come in and check on the crime scene. But Hunk of Junk here'll be watching you. So don't try anything funny, you got that? Now, follow Hunk of Junk. Riot police, make way, we're coming through!
Nick, wait. I'll help you with the investigation. Thanks, Pearls. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going in. This is interesting. Laura dropped us off with a warning not to touch anything until she got back.
I wonder what's taking so long. But we can't really start the investigation yet, can we?
Even if we could, this mess makes it hard to tell what the room was like 7 years ago.
Mr. Wright,
It's the hostage taker.
I'm back to my usual self now. You are still being monitored, however. But more importantly, an important guest has arrived.
A guest? Is it Apollo? Or is it the boy? I saw Chess. Chess only means the boy. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Make fucking way.
I trust you've been well, right?
The boy's got glasses. No, I don't want to skip. Fuck off. Edgeworth, what are you doing here? This is Miles Edgeworth. We've been friends since we were kids. We faced off in court a number of times back when he was a prosecutor. But now...
Hello, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Oh, but you're not a prosecutor anymore, are you?
He's chief prosecutor now. Pretty soon it'll be a year, right? A title is nothing more than a title. Don't we have more pressing issues to discuss? Hell yeah, he's chief prosecutor? Fuck yeah. So what are you doing here, Edgeworth? The captor chose me as the prosecutor for the UR1 case. Wow, she's good. She went all the way up to the top. I gathered all the information I could in the short time that I had. I'll give you a rundown.
You're always so well prepared, Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Thanks. Sorry. Thanks, I appreciate it. I could really use the help. I'll start with a brief overview. The victim was the psychologist, Dr. Meta Sykes. Yeah, Athena's mother. 7 years ago, on the 7th of October, her body was found here in this very room. I have 2 crime photos and the police notes of them for you to see.
What a terrible way to die.
This is the other photo that shows the other side of the room, I see. I also have the autopsy report for you. The murder weapon was the victim's own katana found at the scene. Yes, Detective Fulbright mentioned she was into Japanese culture. Yeah, the body was found by a Space Center staff member and 2 police officers. The police were called in because of the sabotage threat on the Hat 1 launch. Yes, the director Cosmos mentioned this, too. A few hours after the body was discovered, a suspect was arrested. The suspect was Simon Blackquill, a young prosecutor. I hear his trial was over in a flash. Yes, a guilty verdict was declared in only one session. Not only did he plead guilty, but there was decisive evidence against him too. The security camera video, and a photo of the moment of the crime, as I recall. But did Prosecutor Blackwell have a motive? To this day, his motive is still unknown. He insisted he did it, but he would never say why. So that means he must be still hiding something. Still be. Right, and there's another aspect of the case that was never revealed to the public. Yeah, I know. The part about the spy, right? Right. How on earth do you know about that? Dr. Cosmos told me, after a bit of pressure. He told me espionage and sabotage were behind the Hat 1 miracle. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. I've always been good at keeping secrets. Well, I might as well tell you now. They really do suspect Blackquill of being a spy. They think he sabotaged the rocket and killed Dr. Sykes to steal the moon rock. But if you can prove that the Hat 2 bombing is the work of the same spy, we can stay the execution? It's a possibility. That's why I intend to help. I intend to help you any way I can. Thanks, Edgeworth. Now all I have to do is comb this room for evidence. Let's do it together. Robot. This is one heck of a robot. There's something written on it. Is this supposed to be a poem, or... I cut down any who displease me. I make the rules. I am the law. I wield the ultimate gavel of judgment. I am Judgatron JT02. I don't believe we need to bother with that, Pearl. It's not even completed yet. He's right, Pearls. There's no sign of it in the photo from 7 years ago, either. They were building the Hope space probe here at the time. The murder occurred after the space probe had been removed from the room. So it was long gone by the time someone took this picture, huh? But you can see the photo in this newspaper photo. You can see the probe. Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too. Wait, what? What do you mean you can see the stolen... Oh my god. I thought that thing looked weird. That's... Okay, there was moonwalk in that bomb. That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture? Note that the same rock is absent from the crime scene photo. Not only that, but before the launch, a very valuable piece of moonrock was stolen. I hear there's a lot of research into moonrocks and stardust from asteroids these days. See, the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization. Space race stuff. So the person who stole it think it was our spy? I'm sure of it. Dr. Sykes was probably killed because she was a roadblock in their plan. Unfortunately, the government thinks Prosecutor Blackwell is the culprit. It's about as cultured as my office. It's about as cluttered. But I think it's a workbench. Mr. Nick, I think this must have been a kitchen. Look at this photo. See that cute little food processor? That isn't a food processor, Pearls. That's the Hope capsule. It was scheduled to be loaded onto the Hope space probe that fateful day. The 3 people who came to collect the capsule discovered the body. So the first on the scene, huh? A staff member and 2 police officers, was it? And they were here to collect the capsule? Which reminds me. So they plan to use this bag to carry the capsule in that, right? Yeah, more or less. Say, why don't we stop talking about the case? We have a nice cup of tea. I know what they were talking about. Edgeworth, did those 3 people have a bag with them for transporting the capsule? Oh, you mean this? It's a custom-made, shock-resistant bag. But how did you know? Oh, I just overheard Apollo making an inquiry about it, that's all. Huh. So he's looking into the case from 7 years ago on his own, is he? What's this? It looks like a giant power plug. It's attached to what looks like an electric vehicle charging station.
That's a charging station for us robots. We come here periodically and charge ourselves up.
Wow, machines that maintain themselves. That's pretty cool.
If our batteries run out and we lose consciousness, we never know what Miss Oil will do to us while we're down, you see.
Nothing motivates quite like fear, huh? What's this? A giant robot arm? Maybe? It's pretty big for an arm, but you're right. I think these thin parts here are finger bones. They're even about as long as my legs. There's a spiked ball and giant drill on the floor, too. Is Aura trying to build some kind of weapon of mass destruction? Maybe she wants to use it to demolish a big building or something? I can picture her gleefully tearing down the street doing just that. I'd better not think about it anymore. Oh, some cases. Hey, look at this row of rolling cases. I bet the wheels make it easier for people to move heavy research materials around.
I bet they're fun to ride around in.
You could even probably both fit in the biggest one.
Oh, I know. We're gonna Prosecutor Edgeworth push us.
I don't trust him to not push us down a flight of stairs. Some things on the... Is that? No, that's clutter. Red box. An emergency ladder. This must be the one they used during the evacuation. Disabled the elevators, so I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me. As Miss Blackwell was climbing down the side of the building, she saw the culprit inside. I wonder which would have been scarier, that or looking down. I do love that this game gives us nice little segments with both Edgeworth and Gavin. Or Clavier. It looks like an operating table. It's in the photo, too. Yes, it was here then as well, with the victim's body lying on it.
There's a button here. Ooh, I know. I'll try pushing it. But Pearls, don't touch that. Oopsie.
Hey, it's moving. It appears to be a robot assembly device.
Disassemble anything in a flash, push the dismantle button. That sounds pretty neat. Oh, can I push it, Mr. Nick?
Please don't push any more buttons, Pearls. Well, there's just a robot now. Oh, I guess they're just gonna keep doing that now. Ooh, the photo. Oh, his desk is a mess. Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Ooh, I just want to dive in straight. I want to dive in and straighten it up.
Wait, before you do... Metis, huh? She just glanced over at her desk. They were girlfriends. It's Metis Sykes. Klonko, can I talk to you? I really hope he's back to normal.
You wish to speak to me, Mr. Wright? If you're going to hit me, please avoid the face area.
Hey, don't put me in the same class as that woman. What was Aura like 7 years ago at the time of the incident?
when Mother died, Miss Aura was confused.
Huh? So he calls Dr. Sykes mother, but Aura Blackwell Miss Aura?
With the loss, she exhibited a severe, catoclamine imbalance.
Excuse me, but I have no idea what that means.
Pardon me, searching for alternative expression. She would spend the nights crying and then take out her feelings on those around her.
After Prosecutor Blackwell was found guilty, she repeatedly demanded a retrial as well.
That is correct, but without new evidence, her requests were ignored. And then, little by little, Miss Aura began to change. She started to hate it when I called her Mama Aura.
And before long, she started hating the court system and abusing Clonko, huh? Child abuse is the domestic child abuse is truly the real villain.
That murderer destroyed so many lives.
Right. Take a look at this paper on Dr. Sykes and Miss Blackwell's research. Ponko and Clonko, they're the robots with hearts that Dr. Sykes created. Can determine the presence of a human with their heartbeat detection system. The heartbeat detection system lets them determine when a human is present. In addition, they can recognize people by their ID tag and facial features. And they can infer most people's emotions by analyzing their tone of voice. That's amazing. Hey, I don't know, Edgeworth. They might even be more human than you.
What's that supposed... Yeah, what's that supposed to mean?
Is it some... It kind of sounds like these
robots can do what Athena does. Listen, acting is hard. Cold reading is hard. That's what's really hard. Well, I guess that's about it for this room. So what do you think, right? Any ideas? There are still lots of gaps in the evidence, but I'll pull it off somehow. After all, you asked me to prove Blackwell's innocence, right, Edgeworth?
What? He did?
Yep. He called it a special request. He reached out while I was still disbarred. He reached out to me while I was still disbarred.
So that's what sparked you to get your attorney's badge back?
Yep, the Blackwell case. Why has that not been brought up till now? Right. I have a special request. I want you to clear one of my subordinates of suspicion. Hey, I'm not even a lawyer anymore, remember? Haven't been one for a long time. That 8-year misunderstanding has been cleared up, and you must be eager to return. I'm sure you're familiar with the other case that ushered in the dark age of the law. Very soon, a convict will stand as a prosecutor in court. I want you to keep an eye on him. Just when I'm beginning to actually like the job I have now. Right. I'm sorry I dragged you into this. Because of the espionage aspect, I wasn't free to give you all the details. Hey, no need to apologize. It's like I said on the phone the other day. I know that the type of criminals you're after now aren't small fries anymore. It looks like your target finally decided to make a move. Yeah. It's for this very reason I returned. Yeah, it's for this very reason I returned. Time to bring it to an end. Oh, look at that. It's not a bot. Get disbarred. Okay. I'm going to end the dark age of the law. That's what this is all about.
The dark age of the law. It sure comes up a lot these days on TV and in the papers. And I hear there are more false charges and fabrications of evidence than ever before.
When I became chief prosecutor, the court system had already lost the people's trust. It all began 8 years ago. A lawyer was caught fabricating evidence. And a year after that, the prosecutor was found guilty of murder. Oh, wait. So Phoenix losing his attorney's badge was part of this dark age. They just didn't start bringing it up till this game. Fair enough.
Wait, do you mean...
That's right. He's talking about my case and Prosecutor Blackwell's. It was a downward spiral after that. An absolute nightmare. After those 2 cases, the mass media launched into an all-out attack on the courts. Public opinion was tainted, and before long, the legal world itself was sucked into it. It's such a shame. Once suspicion forms, it's very hard to shake. Lawyers and prosecutors were supposed to trust each other, pursue the truth together.
It's so sad when people begin to cast doubt. They start lying to themselves and each other.
Yes. And do absolutely anything to win. Honestly, yeah, I could definitely see how, Christoph Gavin really fit into this dark age of the law. When an age where winning is valued far more than the truth. I'm sure it caused our new chief prosecutor to lose many a night's rest. Is it just me, or did his brow get even more furrowed the last time I saw him? The hostage-taker's disdain for the court is a perfect example of the times. It sure is. Do you have any idea who the hostage-taker might be? Well, somebody who mistrusts the court system and can manipulate robots. It can really only be Aura Blackwell. Who else but her would want a retrial of the case from 7 years ago so badly? Simon Blackwell's older sister and owner of this room. I agree with your conclusion. Perhaps she intended to force Miss Sykes to confess. Actually, I think she had a much more horrific plan in mind for Athena. The important thing is for you to solve the UR1 and prove Blackwell's innocence.
And then maybe she'll release the hostages.
I'm counting on you, Mr. Wright, to set the prosecutor and those hostages free. I'll be counting on you in court to help me out too. Of course, I'll do everything I can to help uncover the truth. As this isn't an official trial, I'm more at liberty to be a little unorthodox.
Mr. Wright, are you finished with your investigation?
Yeah, but I'd like you to tell the hostage taker something for me. I have to go to the detention center. I can't start the trial until I've talked to Athena.
She's already given her consent. I'll accompany you to the detention center.
So I'm still being watched, huh? I'll see you in court, Edgeworth. Even if it will be an undocumented trial, it'll be good to face you in court again. Yes, it'll be good to face you in court again. She was right by my side only a few short hours ago, but I feel like I haven't seen her in ages.
Oh, Mr. Wright! And Pearly, too! I knew you would come. After all, the first step is the interview with the defendant.
And because you're my friend, and I was worried about you. Thanks, boss. I'm not the only one who's worried either.
Really? Who else?
I saw Miss Woods today. She was so beside herself she came to find me. She told me you used to live in the Cosmos Space Center. No wonder you knew so much about the place.
Oh, so you know, huh?
I'm sorry I didn't tell you. That's all right, but There are some other things I'd like to ask you. Sure, you can ask me anything. I promise I won't keep any more secrets from you. Tell me about the day Clay was murdered. I was actually at the Space Center that day. In the Space Museum. Right where the culprit fled to. That's not good. I never could fully deal with what happened 7 years ago. But when I saw the center again during the new coverage of the Hat 2 launch, I thought maybe if I went there, things would be different this time. That must have taken a lot of courage to face your past like that. So, when I went to the Space Museum the evening before the explosions, this was before the launch pads had been switched. There was a sign that said close for repairs, and they weren't letting anybody in. Yeah, the director couldn't very well switch the pads if there were people in there. But I snuck in anyway. Did you want to see the Hat 1 group photo? The one with your mother in it? I did. But what I really wanted to see was her jacket. That jacket on display. That was that explains what the cut is. Oh boy, that's morbid. That was Dr. Sykes? But I should have known it wouldn't be easy to get over such a traumatic experience. The second I saw that jacket, it all came rushing back to me. That explains why you were a bit more rattled for the Case 1, because the wounds of your past were fresh because of all the Case 4 stuff happening. Everything around me went hazy, and I couldn't see. I tried to get it out of there somehow. I tried to get out of there, but I guess I passed out. When I came to, I was in the passage behind the rocket. I was in the shadows, where people really couldn't see me. Maybe you got confused and went the wrong way when you were trying to leave? How long do you think you were unconscious, Athena? I was out until about noon of the next day. I didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into the boarding lounge too. My mind must have still been fuzzy, because my memory is vague after that. I don't remember how I got home. No memory, huh? This is gonna be tough. Which means... what if I'm the one who killed Clay? I think that's enough of that, Athena. Let's talk about something else. So, during the entire incident, she was unconscious in the Space Museum? Of course I believe her. But will anybody else? What kind of research was Dr. Sykes, your mother, doing? Machines that could tell people's emotions by their tone of voice. And my special ability. Someday, when people travel to distant planets, their companions will be robots. She said that they had to be able to understand how their human companions felt. Wow, robots can understand people? It was just a convenient subject for her research. I was just a convenient subject for her research. All she ever did was work, and she never paid any attention to me. Oh, sorry about that, dredging up all that old stuff. No need to apologize. I guess our home life was complicated. Oh, by the way, Miss Woods said something about you always wearing headphones. She always wore these big, heavy-looking headphones. She said her mother made them for her, as a part of her research. I had to wear them every time I went out. Oh, I hated them so much, but she wouldn't listen. What were they for? Oh, she gave me some kind of explanation. but I don't remember now. I was too difficult for a little kid to understand. Okay, but let me say this one thing. I don't think your mother only thought of you as some handy subject for her research. I want to believe that. But just about the only thing my mother left me with a widget. And this earring. Ooh, that's beautiful. It's made of a piece of real moon rock she had for research. Maybe she did love me. In her own way. I'm sure of it. I'm really sure she did. Because that's what I want to believe too. I'd better ask her a little more about her mother's research. I should show her that paper I found in the robotics lab. Wait, what paper did I find in the robotics lab? Show Dr. Sykes' research. Oh, Dr. Sykes' research. Maybe this? Oh, the Ponko series? You must have gone to the robotics lab. You seem to really love Ponko and Klonko. Yeah, my mother made them, and I grew up around them, you know? Wait, that arm... Ponko's arm is there. Interesting. Sword, jacket. The jacket's face down and you can't see the sword wound. Oh, there's one of those cute little robots in this photo too. See Ponko's bandages? I put those on her. I just wound them around and around. Pretty bad job, huh? But I really put my all into it. I hardly left the center in those days, so I didn't have any human friends besides Junie. I didn't really understand the difference between robots and people back then. I thought that if a robot is broken, bandaging it would help it get better. What a weirdo I was. Looks like there's something written on the bandages. Yeah, I wrote that stuff. Get well soon, Ponko. Oh, it's, I think, like kanji or katakana or something. But in the end, my mom just put her on the operating table and fixed her in a flash. Oh, that must have been the thing I made move in the robotics lab. I was so impressed by what my mom did. I even asked her if she would put me on the table and fix me if I ever got hurt. It looked like magic to me, what she could do. Little girl who grew up around robots. She seems to have a pretty good memory of it. 7 years ago. On a different subject. Did you hear about the person holding up the Space Center? Yes, a little. And this person was even taken hostage. And this person has even taken hostages? I guess I'd better spare her the news about Chusi. Well, after some negotiating, we agreed to do a retrial of the case from 7 years ago. What? You're kidding me! So that means Prosecutor Blackwell might... Yep. I know he's innocent. I just have to prove it. So, wait. Did you know him back then? Yes. He used to come visit my mom a lot. He studied psychology under her, and would sometimes ask for advice on his legal cases. He was very kind and considerate, and straight as an arrow. Unlike now, he's more twisted than a basket of snakes. That's why I took the witness stand during his trial 7 years ago. Please, you have to listen to me. He didn't kill her. His heart is screaming that he didn't kill her. I was a fool. How could anybody else know what I was talking about? She heard the voice of his heart? You were only 11, right? You were very brave just to give testimony. Pearls is right. You did the very best you could at the time. But nothing I said did any good. I was a shaking and scared little girl. Small and ineffectual. Even after I went to live with my relatives in Europe, I stayed closed up in my shell. But you're different now. You're always so bright and cheerful. Thanks. That's because one day, I came to realize that I had to fight. I couldn't give up. I exercised hard and I studied hard. I wanted to become the strongest lawyer I could be. I wanted to save Simon, but I had no idea how. When I met Mr. Wright, then I met Mr. Wright, and thanks to him, I realized that if I became a lawyer, I could prove that Simon was innocent. I also realized that psychology could help me do this. I mean, psychology was my mother's specialty. When I studied it, I felt like she was there with me, supporting me. It doesn't seem like Athena knows that Prosecutor Blackwell is due to be executed tomorrow. I wanted to prove Simon's innocence personally. I wanted to do it so bad. Even now, I want to fly out here and go save him. Come to think of it, she said something like that during the Themis Legal Academy trial. She mentioned there was somebody she wanted to save. She must have been talking about Prosecutor Blackwell. I heard some prison guards said that you had an interview with Simon. How was he? What did he say? No, I can't tell her. But how could I lie to Athena? He was doing well. He was happy about the possibility of being proven innocent. He was? I wonder if he smiled, like he used to, back then. If I can't prove Prosecutor Blackwell's innocence in this trial, I don't think Athena will ever forgive me. I just have to free him. Failure is not an option here.
I thought you might be here, Mr. Lawyer. We're in trouble.
We are? What is it?
I couldn't find a single open courtroom. They're all in session.
Oh no, but this is an emergency.
It's very difficult to interrupt a trial once it's underway.
Oh, the Steel Samurai theme. Haven't heard that in a hot minute. My phone, it's from Trucy. I told you I'd give you 1 hour. I guess it's time to pick one of the hostages. No, wait! We still have more time. Besides, all the courtrooms are being used right now. Make all the excuses you want, but you won't get more time. Your daughter is first. You poor thing. She's a little too young to die, don't you think? No, don't you dare hurt her. There must be something I can do.
The cruelest of injustice is about to befall us.
No, this can't be happening. Mystic Maya, help us. Wait a minute. Maya? I read somewhere that you were holding trial in the middle of an exploded courtroom. That must have been really something. Although, weird is par for the course with you. A courtroom. Blew up. That's it! There is a courtroom we can use after all! Okay, time's up. Too bad. Any last words you'd like to hear? Aura, please don't add to the crimes you've already committed. So you know who I am, do you? It wasn't like I was trying to keep it a secret anyway. We're ready to start the trial. We can hold it in the ruins of courtroom number 4. The one blown up by the bomber.
Oh, what a wonderful idea, Mr. Nick.
I never would have thought of that. An astonishing trial in an astonishing location. I guess it's only befitting. I'll go get the place ready right away.
I didn't exactly pick the place for its astonishing factor. How about it? Are you ready to have your brother's innocence proven? My brother? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I forget to mention? It's not Simon you'll be defending. What? Not Prosecutor Blackwell? I indict Athena Sykes on the charges of murdering her own mother. You'll be defending the little princess there, the one behind the glass. What? See you in the mountain of rubble you've chosen for our courtroom, Mr. Wright.
What is she talking about, Athena?
Of course. Why didn't it ever occur to me before? If Prosecutor Blackwell is innocent, somebody else had to have been the true culprit. Did I kill my own mother? No. No! Oh shit, the Blacklocks. Gull's got trauma. No way. It can't be true. Mr. Nick, what's the matter? I see 5 black Cyclocks. I've seen these kinds of locks before. Only once. Dark black locks protecting a secret hidden deep inside a person's heart. And there's no way to remove them. Damn. Haven't seen those since fucking Gavin. Kristoff. Save. Don't lose the progress. You know, I'm just gonna do a third save just to be safe. Alright, return the game. Alright, that's that. Alright. Who to raid? Let's raid. Oz is also streaming, but let's raid Shula. Why not? What? You know what? Let's not raid anyone this time. I'm actually not feeling like hanging out in anyone's chat, and I want to go make food. Goodbye. Yeah, there's no one really here anyway.